Welcome to volume 10 of the Guitar Corner. It's a tiny little beer and a tiny little book, folks. I don't know which is worse, that I'm this excited about I'm back in the highways, I can collect stuff from my print trays, or that you're out there listening to a man who is talking about, a grown man talking about sticking stuff in these print trays in his recording studio. But I tell you what, if you lose the joy and you're not having fun, what are we doing this for? A little more show and tell. My man Carter Hall's the game in this. If you saw my little I Love Willie Nelson episode a little bit ago, it's my Willie Good Luck Voodoo Magic doll. And lastly, our wonderful, talented, beautiful little Christmas man of a manager, Ryan Romanesco, sent me the Graham Nash book. I can't wait to read it, brother. Thank you. 10-4. Man, this little music stand is going crazy on me. Here's what I want to do. I mentioned bends on the last one, and I had the Les Paul. I want to keep going, but I got to make an apology. I was tuned a half step down in the last video. So I know you guitar players, a bunch of bad folks out there. I know you figured it out immediately. But to anybody just starting out, sorry. When I said it was C minor, F minor, G7, flat five, I was tuned down a half step. But let's do something in G. We're talking about some bends today. Let's get a little loop going. We're gonna build this up together. We'll start here. 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on now. Man. Get your looper together. One more time. I'll do it funkier. Let's add a little bit more, little pops. One more loop. Now it's working. Let's get it. Boom. We're looped. See what we got. We're going to talk about bends and vibrato. That's ugly. I love it. Here's what I'm saying. Here we go. Yeah, buddy. All right, a couple things we're doing in there. We are, first of all, just building a little funk loop. And then I got this. Just stealing them old blues riffs. That's ugly. Make it scream. A little distortion on it. Right off the root note, just go down to the flat 7. Then go a fourth down, then bend that fourth. And it's kind of a ghost bend because what you got is you started bending before you ever hit the note. Sometimes I do it with my fingers, sometimes a pick, if you really want to dig in there. That's just using those Lots of fourths. So I'm just playing mostly pentatonic, a little minor. And like grabbing that flat five all I can. And the trick is if you're bending, once you get to the end of the bend, hit that note, show them that note. Then give them a little shake, little sway, little shimmy. Got to get that vibrato just right. The other thing I did, this is the oldest blues trick in the book, but you take what should be a minor third off the minor scale and kind of bend to the major, come back to the root. You can grab that fourth underneath it, that little D, and then back to G. That's one of my favorite ones. I got that from Ace Frehley, watching Kiss growing up. Wanted to be Gene and Paul and Peter and Ace. Basically, where you're going to end up is G and this G, but to get to that high G, you're going to go right there, but superimpose on it the G the whole time. The way that will hit through a distortion pedal, the different harmonics and chaos and disorder, it just, it's fun to scream that thing. My poor wife and my poor dogs, man, we getting on it today. But yeah, you can use that to play melody stuff too if you... Down here, a little harder down there. If you're new to this thing, you got to get those calluses built up. That's the toughest thing about starting a guitar. I played drums first, but the cool thing about a drum, even though you don't have any finesse, you think you're good and you're not. You got to put in your million hours. But at least with the drum, if you hit it right, you get the tone of it. You get the feel. Man, on a guitar, it's gonna take you have to bang out some calluses before you're gonna get the tone going. But learn them all over because it's good to be able to move them wherever you're at. If you think of it, the whole thing, all we're trying to do, all the technique is about is to just get enough mastery to where if we hear something, if we think something, if we feel something, wherever this music's coming from, we have the ability to translate. We have the ability to put it out there. So the reason we'll spend the time talking about all the technical stuff and why I will say, get a metronome and put in your hours. Again, I've told you before, I sat in front of the television as a kid just running my scales and doing my stuff. It's not about technique for technique's sake. It's just getting to where if we want to be able to say something, we know the language. So that's a cool way to bend. Another thing you can do is you can get on this. You can bend up, grab it, and bend back down. That's a good one. Also, instead of just hitting this full on when you go, grab it, then tag it. I cut myself off. But what you would do is you go bend up, grab the note, now bend down. That's another Ace Frehley. And put little licks in between it. Or what I just did there where I fell off the sled was you'll bend it, but the next time you go after it, bend it twice as high. That's for you cats that have been doing this for a minute. But man, we're channeling Ace Frehley all over the place today, not even knowing it. But same with that top one. You'll just have to know, you'll know how high you want to go with it, but once you got command of it, I'm on 12s on here. I like 12s on the electrics, 13s on the acoustics. If you're using 10s or 11s or even 9s, this will be a lot easier to do. But yeah, you really can. You can really bend that. We'll get into double stops another time. But you can bend those too. And they sound mean, just like this, where it's all just kind of smushed together. Time for tuning is what that is. All right, well, hopefully you got some stuff to mess with on those bluesy rock and roll, classic rock and roll, nasty bends and Les Paul mania. And again, sorry for the wrong tuning, being in the half step down last time. Sometimes I'm running there and doing studio stuff, and I'm forgetting to fix these guitars up before I hang out with you fine people. Here's the last thing I want to show you. Look what I bought. Oh, it's ridiculous. This is the last thing that a person like me, who is crazy and loud anyway, needs. But I was reading this Tom Waits. I was reading all these Tom Waits things, the books. I love Tom Waits. I'm a Tom Waits diehard fan. And I was just working on getting these different vocal sounds in the studio. And you know, you get to where things are so easy with software to start programming it, but it's like, man, Tom Waits and cats that have experimented always remind you, man, you want to get the sound before you ever set up the microphone. So I was messing around with some of these vocal effects. Let me see if I can get this thing. I read about it online before I got it. I already put the batteries in to spare you that. Those of you out there watching them unboxings, you're like, no, I wish you would have opened it. Like, man, you crazy. I gotta fix my stand. Okay, here it is. Volume, speaker. This will be, check. Oh, live at 5. I should have had this on the last video, like, stop playing so fast, Gooby. Stop buying gear. Hold on a minute, let me see. Oh man, I hear, not a mouse was stirring. That was something else. I think wifey's coming down. Let's see what happens. Stop buying gear. Yeah, this is a good thing to have. I don't know. I'll put some up online with when I get the vocal tracks through this. We'll have a good time. Hi, did you hear that? Look at your face. I bet the dogs are going crazy. Poor Olive, she probably hate that thing. I'm at the end of one of my little guitar corners. I'm talking to Chief Jim Wilcox and Steve Winograsky. Help me. Come say hi, Rack. This is the much better half.
I hear a siren. I gotta come see what's going on.
Rack Magic, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys.
The reason for the season. What's up, Mama?
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay, carry on.
Hey, how you doing today? Carry on. Man, if the dogs misbehave, no, that's wrong. I'd never do that to them. All right, this thing is getting long in the tooth. I love y'all. Thank you. Leave some comments. I'll talk to you soon. 10-4. Oh, subscribe. Hit the bell. If you hit the bell, it will let you know every few days when I get down here and do this craziness. 10-4. Bye.